Hey guys, welcome to the next episode of the 1970 TR6 restoration in the Rusty Beauty's garage. And today we're gonna start installing bumpers. So in the last episode we installed the windshield and some other small things. And today we're gonna start installing bumpers and whatever else we can start putting on stuff on the car because we want to start dressing her up. We want to put as many of the big parts as possible so we can complete it. We can put it on the road and then we're gonna do all the small stuff. So here we have two rear bumpers. One is from this car, I believe, this one with the license plate lights here. This one is from a later car, but this one is in a better shape and this one has some pitting here. So John asked me if I can move this light to this bumper. So I think we can do that. We need to drill some holes for the fixtures and the wires and all that. Otherwise, I think the mounting points are the same here and there. I'm not really sure, but visually at least it looks the same. So we can do that. The front bumper, we only have one. It's over there. And it is in relatively good shape. Actually, pretty good shape. No scratches or anything. There's like minor scratches on it. So let's start with the front one because I want to complete the car from the front to the back. Here are the brackets that go on the frame underneath between the valance and the frame, and these are for the rear ones. The ones on the side for the rear bumper, I think they're here already. Oh no, we are missing one here. It's probably somewhere in the parts. Let me see the other one. These were removed because the body can't go in and out with the fenders, I think. So they're somewhere in the parts. So we can install these on the frame and see what hardware we need and all that. But before we do that, I want to check the horns because they are already installed and painted. So it's easier to test them on the bench, right? I have my power supply there and the other one doesn't make any sound though. See, I peeled the paint here, but it still doesn't make any sound. I think this is high. We need the low, but yeah, this one doesn't make any sound. Actually it does, but that's not the correct sound, is it? Actually, I have a trick. Sometimes this trick works. No, not in this case. Anyway, I'm gonna install them. They're easy to remove, I believe, later. And we will see if we're gonna replace them or what we're gonna do with them. Alright, so I put her on the lift because it's gonna be easier to work with here. And these are the two bolts, this one and this one, that hold the bracket. So hardware is already there, we're just missing the one for here, but we're gonna figure out something. So let me try and put the brackets on. Okay, so the brackets are installed loosely on the hardware, and the end is here right behind this square, and I already have the hardware there and a rubber washer that I made these washers before. They're actually body mounts. They're nice and thick to protect the paint. I'm gonna have to make some more for here because I don't have any more, but I'll make them. And the bumper is ready to go in. I ran a tap through the mount here, and here. These, I believe, are 3/8. These are 5/16. I thought that they were all 3/8, so I prepared new bolts for the sides here, but I'm gonna have to find different bolts for here. Turned out that these are not painted. These go above the existing brackets. We're gonna do that later. So we are ready to install this bumper, at least with two bolts, and then I can put the side hardware. But I'm gonna wait for Chef Tash. He's gonna show up at some point. I'm gonna ask him to give me a hand. in the meantime, I'm gonna clean these up and I'm gonna paint them, and I'm gonna see if I can move the light from one rear bumper to the other. The better bumper is drilled and the light is mounted here. I just need to clean it up now, clean up the lenses, check the wiring here, change these bulbs. Maybe we're gonna put LEDs, make it nice and presentable, and then we're gonna see, maybe we can mount the rear brackets. Chef Tash is still not here. Well, my son is here, but he's studying. I don't want to bother him. So anyway, this looks like it has acne, but it is what it is. Alright, so I took the rubber off and I cleaned it in the sink as much as I could. Replaced the bulbs with LEDs and they both work. Let me show you. So this is ground and we have 1, 2 lights. Wash the lens as well, so ready to assemble it. Oh, and by the way, a life hack from me. If you take away something from this video, take away this. Don't wipe your chrome bumper with your bare hands, especially after you drilled holes, because then you're gonna look like Michael Jackson. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 fingers cut at the same time. And believe me, this cut is pretty big, to a point where my girlfriend wants to take me to the emergency for stitches. But I don't think I need stitches. Anyway, it is what it is. Now we're gonna have to work with a glove for a while. I sprayed it with liquid skin, some kind of glue, keeping it closed, and I have Band-Aid. So I'm good, I don't need stitches. Okay, let's assemble this baby. Alright, it's all assembled now, and one final test. Works perfect. I actually like this style much better than the style where it shines from above, even though it's hidden there, you don't see it, but it looks better to me. I don't know why. Anyway, so that's done. Now I have to see the mounting points. So we have a cage nut here, and we have a cage nut here, but here somebody put some weird thing, and here the cage nut is missing. So that's interesting. Let me see, I have to figure out something. Ta-da! She has a bumper. I love this stage when every once in a while you see something new on the car, and it makes it more and more and more complete, and more holes disappear. So yeah, it worked fantastic. I was able to put these rubber washers here. My girlfriend actually came and held one side while I was doing the other. I put rubber washers here as well, and it works just great. I was worried a little bit because, as if you remember, many years ago we were working on this corner, and there was an accident on this corner before John got the car, and it was repaired and all that, but I had to unrepair it and repair it again because it was all messed up. There was no seam here, it was all welded, it was a mess. So I straightened it up, but I was worried a little bit that the bumper is not gonna fit or something, but it actually works well. There's a rubber washer here. I need to buy more. Like, I bought a roller. I don't know what this roller was for, but it was a rubber cylinder, long cylinder. Out of it, I'm cutting on the lathe, actually on my mini lathe when I had it, I was cutting rubber washers for body mounts and stuff like that, and that works well, but I don't have any more, so I need to buy another roller. So the other bumper is ready to go in, but I still have to figure out the bracket. But I think I'm gonna continue working on the front, complete it all the way, and then flip the car and work on the back. I cleaned these and painted them, so they will dry out soon, and we're gonna be able to install them inside the engine bay. But now maybe we should install the spoiler, because I know 70 TR6 didn't have it. I think it came after 72, that spoiler, like in 73 I think it came. But it is a really nice trim, and John is not a purist and likes it. I like it too, so we're gonna install it. Haha, look at that, eh? Isn't she a beauty? We have a small problem with this though. I bolted it here in the center. Here on the side it matches pretty well, and I'm gonna have to drill a hole and bolt it. There's another mounting point here, so this side fits pretty well. This side though, you see, here it is a little bit in the air, here it's touching, and then here there's half an inch gap, and that's a problem. I can't, like, there's no flex or on anything, so we'll see what we can do. We can always put a spacer, like use the same material and make something like this, or even use this. This is from a shock absorber or something. Not even half inch, I think smaller. So we can do something like this, but I don't know. Even when you look from this height, you don't see it very much. When the car is on the ground and you look from above, it's only gonna be seen from here. So maybe I can fabricate a wedge that fills this hole. I don't know. John is gonna come soon again. He's gonna bring me some more parts. Isn't that exciting? And I'm gonna discuss this with him, but look at her. That's a great thumbnail, isn't it? So that's done. So now I think I can finally install these, and maybe even the stainless radiator shroud. I was waiting with it. I didn't want to install it yet because I was not sure if it was gonna be on the way for my brackets, the bumper brackets. Oh, by the way, I haven't tightened these bolts. I have to tighten these bolts now. I just snugged them before, now I need to tighten them. Every time I look anywhere, I see masking tape. Like, there's so much masking tape on this car. All right, it's another day, and I have the spoiler. What is this called? Spoiler, right?
Front air dam.
Front air dam?
Yes.
Dam, like in the...
Yeah, dam is in like you're swearing.
Okay, the front air, damn it. Okay, and these 4 holes went in perfectly. This one, this is what I decided to do. I put a little, made a spacer. I took a bushing from, I don't know, maybe a vertical link or something. That's why I don't throw away old bushings, because I can reuse them in different ways. But it looks good. This corner here has been snapped off before and somebody re-glued it, so I didn't want to put too much pressure on it. It's just holding lightly here, but the whole thing is held by 4 other screws, so it's not going anywhere, and I think it looks beautiful. So now we're gonna take these. They've been drying here for a few days now, and we're gonna install them. I have to lower the car and see where they went. I forgot. And then maybe we're gonna install the stainless shroud and call the front end complete. Okay, so turns out that I didn't pay attention until now, but we have two different brackets for the front bumper. I mean the back bracket down there. You see this one? Look at that one. So that one, let's go around. This one appears to be from a later car, where you have also this reinforcement, whatever it is, and we need to have here on the cross member another mounting point where we mount this, but we don't have it because this is an early car. So this bracket is not, I mean, it has additional stuff on it for the later cars, so it is what it is. We can't use these, and quite frankly we don't need them for an early car, so we're not gonna use that. In this case I can just start dealing with the radiator shroud. I just realized that before we install the shroud it's a good idea to deal with the horns, because otherwise we're gonna have to work from underneath later and it's gonna be harder. So David just helped me fix this one that wasn't working, that was working for a second and then it came off. Turned out I limited the amperage on my power supply to 3 amps, and as soon as it reached 3 amps it stopped. So he actually, the guy who asks me, he asks me to do his electrical, and he told me like, maybe your power supply is limited. Okay, sure, I did it, so now it works great. Then I found this in John's parts in the basement. This was on this bracket, which is actually the other one from a later car. This didn't work, so David fixed this one as well. He used that trick I showed you earlier, and now it works as well. Good, so I'm gonna clean this one and paint, and we're gonna install them before we continue with the shroud. Okay, so here's the shroud that John bought approximately 1,000 years ago, maybe 1001. And finally the day came that we're gonna attempt to install it. I remember I installed this on the 1973 TR6. It worked. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I think I had some issues. I had to rebend something or oval some holes. I don't remember. Quite frankly, I don't want to watch my video, so I'm just gonna rediscover America. And we have instructions here, which is good. This rubber that goes over the edges. Oh, it came from the Roadster factory.
Ooh. That's how long ago it was.
Yeah. Oh.
What's that? Your oil? Oh, your gauge stuff.
Yeah. John was sure that he had a bag somewhere. Well, I didn't check inside the kit. Anyway, now he has spares. And he has this that goes on the glove box. Okay, John, you were right. You had those, except we couldn't find them. Okay, so we put the tape here that comes with the shroud so it doesn't rattle here, also there at the bottom, and the finisher piece on the side. We also put these speed nuts here and on the other side as well. The thing is now, the ones on the top, the speed nuts, are not coming with this shroud. We still have the two over there, but we are missing this one and that one. And I think for them, I can kind of use a fender mounting nut, but this bolt needs to go there because the bolts come with the shroud. We have these screws for the two center ones, and these ones, I don't know where I put the other one, probably in my pocket. They come for these holes, because here we also have the braces from here to here. So I think what I'm gonna do, I don't have anything that will match, but maybe I can drill this hole a little bit bigger, take a tap and make threads for these bolts. Let's see if that's gonna work. Okay, that actually worked. Okay. Perfect, without even drilling the hole out. I just took a tap and I threaded it. Okay, so it's not completely installed, but it's almost finished. What's missing is the brace from this to there. I can't find it. It wasn't in the box where the other one was. I'm sure it is somewhere around, so I'm gonna look for it. There was a big gap on this side, so the radiator was shifted a little bit to that side, so David came and helped me. We loosened it here and on the other side, and we shifted it to this way, so now it's pretty even on this side. And it's a little bit on this side, but it is kind of okay. We can slot a little bit more the radiator if we have to and move it that way, but I think it's not too bad the way it is. Now this brace, when I put it here, it pushed this down and wedged it pretty well here. Before the lower end was rattling a little bit and I was worried, but this one, I think it wedged itself pretty well. But now, I don't know, maybe I should pull it. Maybe if we run a screw from here to here. The thing is, how do we drill a hole there now? Because on this side we have the edging, and we have the strip here. So that's supposed to be wedged against the radiator on this side. But what happened is this brace pushed it down and it kind of curved it here, so I don't know what else we can do. Maybe we should bend this, but then it's still gonna rattle down there. I'm sure the other side also is gonna get pushed down, which is better, because right now you see it's trying to go above this this missing rod that's snapped here, but this is gonna push it down, and we will see whether it's gonna wedge it or not, but it's pretty tight, this one actually. Still rattling somewhere. Anyway, we're gonna figure it out once I find the other brace. But you see here, this bolted nicely, so it looks good. Little by little, the car starts looking more and more complete. And now there's no light coming through. You can see, I don't know if you can see it actually, but I can see that the right end needs to come down. You see it's not parallel to the rod, but it's gonna come down with the other brace when I find it. So now that I have David here, we're gonna flip it around and I'm gonna install the rear bumper. It's gonna help me do that. But look at that, it's so nice when it's complete. Okay, so here I put these brackets where they belong. The hardware was still here from years ago, just bolted back into the hose. And I have these, again, homemade rubber washers and the hardware waiting here. Unfortunately, the cage nuts on the bumper were destroyed, so we're gonna have to figure out a way to put a washer, a lock washer and a nut inside. Here, same thing, I put these brackets loosely on the hardware that was sitting here for 1001 years, and I made, this is actually, I cut in two bushing for top of the shock absorber. So I'm glad we keep those, and we have the lathe. So David is here, he's gonna help me now to put it up, and hopefully I can squeeze my fingers and put
Well,
this.
if you can, I'm sure.
Wow, she's in. Wasn't that hard as I expected. I was able to put a wrench underneath and hold the nut, and the bolt from inside tightened pretty easy. So she's in, pretty well leveled. Yeah, we're gonna connect this wire now to the reverse lights, to the tail lights, and we can even put the license plate. We have it. Wow. Yeah, these are some of the last holes that I want to fill up. So we're gonna put the license plate as well, and we're gonna hook up the wiring. There you go. Now the license plate is crooked a little bit, but the holes were crooked, and I don't want to make them bigger, to oval them to make it even. So I'm gonna wait for John to see if he's gonna use a frame for it. Then maybe we'll see what hardware we're gonna use and we're gonna correct it. But for now, at least we have a license plate so we can go on the road. And by the way, the lights work, so we're all good. All right, so it's another day and I'm gonna start working again, but I think this is a good spot to start a new video, so I'm gonna put an end to this one here. The car is looking more and more like a car, so I'm super excited. Probably in the next video we're gonna start assembling the interior so we can complete the inside now. The outside kind of looks like complete now. There are a few other things that we need to do, but the interior is still not even close to being complete, so I think that's where we're gonna continue so we can see the car in one piece. So anyways, I will decide what I'm gonna do in the next video. This one ends here, and I really appreciate you staying all the way till the end and watching it. Thank you guys for that. Thank you for supporting the channel on PayPal, Patreon, and all the ways that you find to support me. It's really appreciated. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.